Sure, good afternoon, Gem and Nick with you till 6 o'clock. It's just coming up to 5:05. Nicola, what's the furthest distance you've ever ran?
It's 5 miles, I think. Well, I did a 5 mile run several years ago. I think it was like 2.5 times round Preston Docks for charity. Yeah, that felt like really far.
Well, from 5 miles to 100 miles, we're going to be chatting very shortly to a guy who is doing the most incredible thing for an amazing cause. Now, on the 23rd of March 2001, at the age of 21, Colin McGinty was heading home from a night out in Bootle in Merseyside when he was chased by a group of men. He was stabbed 15 times and a few hours later sadly died from his injuries. Now, 2 men were trialled and found guilty in what police described as a case of mistaken identity. And a couple of years ago, Colin's family formed a group of mixed ability runners to get together and run and raise money for vital knife crime awareness in youth and community groups across Lancashire and Merseyside. And Colin's family, his sister in particular, Laura Hughes, this week delivered some bleed control kits to community centres in Blackburn. These bleed control kits have got Colin's face and Colin's name on, in the hope that in the future, should the horrible and hopefully very rare occasion of knife crime happen in a place where youths congregate, these bleed control kits hopefully can save the lives of anybody who might be in that situation. So, in order to do this, the team have been fundraising over the last couple of years. They were supposed to do the London Marathon this year. Of course, that got postponed. So it was last year it got postponed, and this year has been postponed till October. And there's still vital fundraising to be done. So one person who is on the team is James Meadows. And James joins us on the show now because, James, you're not doing a marathon, are you, this week? Tell our lovely listeners, what are you doing on Thursday?
I've decided to do a 100-mile run from my house in Aintree, through to Ormskirk, through to Bearscow, and back again 4 times.
But you're doing it, I didn't realise you were doing it like a loop.
Yes.
So when Nicola's moaning about Preston Docks loop and it feeling like forever.
The reason it's going to be there and back is because I can restock on food and water every time I get back to my house.
I get you.
I don't like to put people out too much. So if I'd have done 50 mile out and 50 mile back, I'd have needed someone with me carrying food and water.
I get you.
I thought an easy way to do it is this.
Wowzers. So I take it, is that like a 25-mile loop then every time?
Yes. It's going to be a long day at the office.
What time are you setting off?
I'm setting off at 6 p.m. on Thursday.
And how long do you think this is going to take you?
The plan is 18 hours maximum. I'd like to do it closer to 17, but as you can imagine, because it's such a long event, there's a lot of things that are out of your control. So, yeah, obviously the main aim is to finish. 18 hours is the main aim, but we will see. We'll see how we go.
I'm just right. So if I'm trying to work that out, 26 times 4 is if you were doing a marathon, right? Is that like doing a marathon in just under 5 hours every time? Is that right?
Yeah, if it's 18 hours, it'll be 4 marathons at 4.5 hours a marathon. Thereabouts.
That's fast. It took me 7.5 to do a marathon. Did a lot of walking. Stopped off at the ambulances a couple of times. So I have no idea how you are going to do this. What's the plan? How are you going to keep mentally focused?
The training gets you in that position. So obviously, as you know, if you've done a marathon yourself, you've got to put training in. You've got to want to do it. You've got to have a lot of mental flexibility. I think mental strength is one thing, but you've got to have the flexibility to deal with anything that happens on the day. But I just shut off, Gemma, to be honest. When I'm running, I just shut off and put one foot in front of the other, and then keep on going, really. So, yeah. I'm definitely not planning on stopping until I'm done.
Wowzers. Now, of course, you've got a very strong reason why, you want to do this. What made you want to get involved?
Well, I went to school with Colin, Now, Colin was a year below me, and I was good friends with Robert, who was in Colin's brother, who was my age in school. Now, because of the very close age gap, Colin knocked around with us, etc., in school a little bit and after school. So I got involved with the campaign. And as you said earlier, races have all been cancelled at the moment. The lockdown is soon to be eased a little bit. And I thought, what can I do? What can I do to raise awareness with the campaign and to hopefully raise some funds? And the 100 mile has been a target now for a few years. So I've trained towards it. Touch wood, everything's gone okay, and I thought, you know what, let's do it, and let's push the campaign at the same time.
What's the longest you've done in terms of mileage so far in one go?
63. That was 2016. Yeah, 63 mile. That was the first race I'd done, so that was a long one as well.
What's going to be the difference to get those extra 37 miles? That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a big difference.
The 63 was in Huddersfield Ways, so it was very, very hilly. Now, this is relatively flat as it goes, but obviously I've put more mileage into my legs in the training, pace it a little bit slower, but yeah, it's just a case of putting the training into the right areas and doing what you need to do on the day.
And so if people want to get involved, particularly on the fundraising side of things, what's the best way of finding out more or following you on social media?
The easiest way of reading about the campaign especially is if people put into a search engine No Knife Crime, which is KNOW Knife Crime. They can read about Colin's story, the campaign, what it's all about, etc. The campaign is on Instagram and Twitter as well. So In Memory of Colin McGinty is another search on social media if people want to get involved and read the story. And obviously if people are touched by it, etc., or they want to get involved in the campaign, even just sharing the story around, it's massive. Fundraising is brilliant because we can do things with that money, with the bleed packs, education work for the knife crime, for younger children, etc. But even people just getting the message about everything, as you know, everything helps that little bit.
Well, James, listen, we wish you the best of luck when you set off on... You picked a good date, didn't you? April Fool's Day.
I know, it's a good one, yeah. Couldn't have picked a better day.
Well, we wish you the best of luck as you run 100 miles in 4 loops between Merseyside and Lancashire on Thursday, the 1st of April. And in honour of your running achievements, we thought we'd play this for you. This is Spencer Davis Group, Keep On Running. So good luck. On behalf of the In Memory of Colin McGinty team, we're wishing you the best of luck on Thursday. We hope those blisters stay at bay, all right?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me on and raising awareness with the campaign. It's brilliant.
Thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. Take care, James.
Thanks, Gemma. Thanks,
Bye.
Nick. Bye.